Hello, happy Monday, October 26th. So it's Monday. You know what time it is. It's the time for Spirit's Weekly Message, High Vibe Monday. Sometimes I call it that, but let's see what your message of the week is. So we're still on the topic of letting go this week. If you watch some of the previous weeks past, we've been talking about forgiveness. We've been talking about that forgiveness isn't forgiving them for hurting you. Forgiveness is releasing them as the reason to why you can't have what you want right now. So go watch the previous week's video. It's titled like Getting Unstuck from Your Past if you need more details there. If those of you who have watched it, you're further along on the journey, right? So letting go now, letting go is now. Letting go now is about admitting there's a little bit of grief there. A little bit of grief. For some of you, the grief will be if it was like a relationship that never really got off the ground. Sometimes there's grief of, I'm never going to have gotten to know that amazing human being. You're grieving the loss of something you never had. For some of you, the grief is the time you spent investing in it, right? But I waited for 3 years, or maybe it's the job you're going for. I applied for 3 years, I networked, I did everything right, and I didn't get it. Putting all your eggs in one basket. There's another subset of grief out there. Oh, for some of you, it's the grieving the loss of the current life you're going to have. This is a big one. So you're letting go of where you're at right now. And the best example I could give you is like going from middle school to high school. Middle school, there's teachers, there's programs for you. So sometimes when you move from, 8th grade to ninth grade or whatever school system you're in, but you go from middle school to high school, you have to get used to a new school. You have to get used to new teachers. You have to get used to new expectations. So sometimes you're like, man, I had it so easy back then and I didn't realize it. The same thing is just now happening in your adult life. You're recognizing that the current job you're at, even if it's like a toxic one, right? You still know what's expected out of you in that environment. You still know how all of your coworkers are going to respond. So sometimes there's the fear, the grief of, but what if I move and it's not better? The grass isn't always greener. It's like a pre-grief almost. It's like a pre-grief of, but will I be good enough for this next step? What if I do take this next step and I fail? What if I take this next step and I fail and I come crumbling down? It's better to stay here where I'm at than risk putting in all that effort to not succeed and then fail and crumble down. You're not giving yourself a chance to succeed right now because you're worried that it might fail, and because you put all your hopes, all your energies into it. For the law of attraction followers, you're doing all the affirmation, getting all the energy right, and then to fail, it can cause like a crash of your belief system. Like, oh, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be a campground owner. Maybe this is as good as it gets. Maybe I shouldn't want more. Or maybe you're, yeah, you know what? My childhood did make dating too hard. I'm never gonna get married, right? You have to like let go of that excuse, of that reason, of that justification to give yourself a shot, right? And it's not putting pressure on yourself that your first try and the new way of doing things, that you have to hit it out of the park, right? Because if you were a business owner, you don't just write one post or make one video and go, well, I didn't make my $1,000,000, right? You make the video. What went well? What didn't go well? You try again. You try again. You try again. It's not so much fear of failure as it is fear of success. And that's where the grief comes in, because if you get the success, you're grieving the loss of what you have right now and how good it is. Even though you don't want this anymore and you want something new, right? More money, more clients, a lover, a boyfriend, a husband, whatever. Let's talk about that. Going from single to coupled up, right? Because if you have been single a long time, sometimes when you start dating someone, even though you like it, you want to get to know them more, there can be a part of you that even though you feel that desire to go forward, you get that little tinge of a bad feeling. And sometimes people will stop there as well. They'll go, oh, this feels bad. It must not be meant to be. But this is where you have to allow in the complexity of emotions. And I talk about this in my Knowing Who You Really Are course. If this is something you need help with, go to kellylunt.com/apply. We'll hop on a phone call. We'll just talk. We'll get you some clarity on the phone call. And if the course is right for you, I'll tell you about it. If not, you'll at least walk away with some clarity. But it's about understanding that sometimes the best move for you is to go forward and proceed like with the relationship, knowing that there will be a little bit of grief with you. You're grieving the loss of your single life. And that's okay. It's okay to be grieving the loss of a single life while also enjoying the benefits of being part of a partnership, right? That doesn't make you a bad partner. That doesn't make you, it makes you a complex, dynamic human being. Or even for those of you who have been like married before, you did the single thing and now you're like, oh, I like someone. Oh man, I didn't realize I'm actually afraid of my relationship with you ending up like my relationship with my previous person that I was with for a long time, right? So do you see how fear can come up for that person too? That doesn't mean you don't try, right? It doesn't mean you don't move forward towards a good feeling thing. It means you allow yourself to become aware of all of the emotions. And that's when you decide. You become aware of, oh, my grief is actually about this. Not, I feel bad, something's off, I'm not going to do it. Come on, you're more evolved than that. You're more evolved than that. You can put names to how you feel. My fear is actually, I'm afraid I won't get my alone time. Because then you could talk about that with the person, right? Oh, well, hey, I was actually afraid of that too. You know, I got to admit, Saturdays, I like doing X, Y, Z. Oh my God, that's the day I like doing my thing. Because when you allow yourself to state the fear, then you can have the dialogue with the person, right? Person A, person B. You intertwine here, but you still have your own unique identities. Some things that you do somewhat together, some things that you 100% do together, some things that you do on your own. When you admit that fear or that grief, it allows the other person to come in. It also allows you to be at an honest place with yourself. Like, okay, if that is my fear, if that is my reason of caution, of concern, maybe I'm not ready. You can at least make that decision from a conscious place. You know what? I thought I was ready to give dating a go. I'm not. I'm really sorry to hurt your feelings, but this is definitely my truth right now. At least you are consciously deciding to stay, this is where I'm at, right? Because then you can enjoy where you're at. Instead of, if you never try, then you're going to be in the line of, well, no one ever matches with me. I never seem to click with anyone while I go out. Who wants to be in that place of despair? At least be in a place of, I recognize I don't really want to be in a serious, super serious relationship. I thought I did, but whoa, you know what? But that's when you then decide, do you like that? You probably felt a little alone, a little lonely if you were like thinking about a relationship, right? Or maybe you were just ready to share your life with someone. It's about admitting, I would rather feel that little bit of alone feeling I felt those 4, 5, 6 nights a week I was spending alone than go through these emotions to process to be in a healthy relationship or another relationship. I shouldn't call it healthy, but I hope that's crystal clear for you guys. Give me a comment below if it's not, if you have any follow-up questions with that. It's recognizing that no matter what choice you pick, apply for the job, don't apply for the job. Be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. Start your own business, don't start your own business. Each choice will have an element of a lower vibrational feeling to it, and that's normal and that's okay. It's just about becoming consciously aware of them so that you can then choose how to navigate them. Stay where you're at, go slower, go quicker, right? Because it's time to let go of your past, of your upbringing, of your childhood. It's time to let go of your previous relationship. It's time to let go of what went wrong in the past as your reason for not even trying right now. All right, guys, that is your message this week. So comment below. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know how it's impacting you. And if this is something that you actively need more help with, I do have room in a group mastermind as well as a couple spots for one-on-one. kellylunt.com/apply. Just fill out a couple questions. Let me know what's going on because this is the start of a relationship, right? So let me know what's going on in your life. What's going good? What's going bad? What do you need help with? And we'll get on a phone call and we'll just talk about it. Just hop on a phone call, we'll talk about it. You're going to walk away with at least mental clarity and at least knowing what you need to do going forward to get what you want. You might decide you don't want to do it anymore. You might decide you want to do it. You might also decide you want to do it with some support. If you want some support, I'll let you know your options. If not, at least walk away with some clarity. Go to kellylunt.com/apply. Love you guys. Bye.